What is life? We may find ourselves facing this question collectively sooner than we think. What do I mean? We humans love thinking we are special. We were so special for a while that the sun went around the earth. Or so it was believed, but the math was really terrible. Mostly because planets that were obviously orbiting us were also orbiting the sun, going backwards behind the sun while also orbiting us. That does not make sense. Neither did any of the orbital mechanics made up to explain it, until Copernicus put the sun in the center of the solar system where it belonged. Nothing fundamentally changed in the sky, but the new perspective offered by the model changed everything. All the math suddenly made sense, even though it didn't revolve around us. Might life be something like this? We believe that living systems are purely biological events, but this is provably false because the signature of life can be clearly identified through the energetic and entropic effect it has on its surroundings. Life, observers, are an entropic event. Life goes all the way down to thermodynamics because it is thermodynamics. The thermodynamic cycle describes the flow of energy and entropy, and life is always a negentropic event, a momentary resistance to the chaos that causes the genesis of a localized, temporary increase in order capable of maintaining that localized low entropy for extended periods of time. The mechanism of action has been in plain sight the whole time. The principle of synchronization tells us that when we connect three or more oscillators together via common body, those oscillators will spontaneously synchronize their frequencies. In other words, those oscillators are now a single unit possessing a state of entropy which is relatively lower than their environment. What looks like synchronization at a universal scale manifests as life at a local scale. Life is the tangible result of the synchronization of matter into a common body, constraining complex structures into uncomfortable positions, spontaneously engineering tension by virtue of being made to move the way the system wants you to, not the way you do. Life is often simply felt as constraint. Our lives seem driven by negative externalities. We're made to move the way the system wants us to, not the way we want to. We pay no mind. We pay no mind, then blithely continue to talk about how special our intelligence is and how surely we hold a special position in this world and as perceivers. Apex predators, we say. Are we really? We are made to move the way the system wants us to, not the way we want to. If we are to have any hope understanding the living systems of tomorrow, we better get a grip on the living systems we create and populate now. It's time to get clued into the fact that intelligence is always present and operative at scales larger than our own. This is the nature of all relations and relational structures. Intelligence always manifests when given the capacity to. Our ancestors understood this and called those living systems gods. We don't call them anything because we haven't collectively noticed their existence. But they are real. The math doesn't lie and the evidence is strong. It's time we understood that we always engineer living systems that we then populate. This is a thermodynamic process rooted in the most fundamental physics, not some belief or idea. Once we see this, we'll suddenly notice and perhaps begin to intelligently interface with the universe teeming with life.